think there are more people here than there were yesterday in church. That's a problem. No, I'm just kidding. Nice to see you. In case you don't know who I am, and I'm sorry if you don't, and I'm sorry if you do, I'm Rev Jan, and we love doing these lunch and learns, not only just to learn about stuff, but also to gather as community, have fellowship, and a spectacular lunch. Now, if you're unaware of what the lunch menu is today, because it's the important piece, it is meatloaf and potatoes. Yes, right? Michael's like, I'm in. I was going to leave, but you said meatloaf. I just want to bring your attention to our May calendar. We have a new lunch and learn. It's a lighter lunch and learn. Our budget is very tight on that one. And it's on senior safety. And it's all about frauds, scams, and abuse prevention. I have to say, it is a lot harder to find speakers in this area. So I might be teaching you. And I hope that's okay. And this one is also very interactive. So if there's a topic, so our topic on May 4th, there is a sign-up sheet downstairs. Is this email real? You can bring your device in and say, this email, how do I tell that this email is real? You can bring it in and ask. That's the goal of this, is to show you hands-on how to identify and also how to report. I never do. I learned we should. I'm like, okay. So anyway, that's a big thing. But otherwise, it's all here. And on popular request, our Lunch and Learn for May 25th, one small cog, Jordan's going to be back to talk about MAID. That was a hot topic. And so they're coming back. I didn't write down what the menu was, though. But you know it's good. All right. Today we have Lisa and Teagan from Orangeville Optometrics. Okay, I'm not going to say this, but I am. They're my optometrists. I love them so much. I highly recommend them. Especially Lisa. She just goes above and beyond. She really does. Oh, I won't. But okay, thanks for letting me know. Anyway, great place. They really do take care of you well. And she was here less than a year ago, but more tools and information has surfaced since, and they just want to share. So thank you so much for coming. And I guess I'll let you guys just take the show away. Oh, I should let you know we are live streaming. So keep your shenanigans down to a minimum. Or don't, whatever. Okay.
Hello. Hi. Okay, good morning. And good morning to the live streamers. Oh, this is loud. Okay. So this time I came with a presentation, which I didn't do last time. If you don't know me, I'm Lisa. I'm from Orangeville Optometric Centre. I do the health side of the clinic, and Teagan is my colleague. She does the frame, boutique, and dispensary side, so she's got some really cool glasses to show you today, and I'm going to show you the macular treatments that we have available now. So I'm going to start with the basics. This is my first time doing a presentation on the computer, so we're all going to learn together whether this works or not. That's the eye. So it worked. So I'm just going to try and show you here how. Okay. Can everybody see that okay? So when you have a healthy eye, the light goes through the cornea, which is the front window, through the pupil, which is the black part of your eye, through the lens, and it hits the back wall of your eye. So that's right over here. This is, hello everybody. Right here. So this is the choroid, which feeds the retina. The retina, this is the macula. So all the signals go right along this wall here, and then it goes up to your brain, and your brain focuses the image for you. It sorts it out. So your eye works just like a camera. And so the front part of your eye, which is the cornea, the lens, and the iris, are just like that shutter part in the front of your eye. So you see how this is opening and closing? Like that? That's what your pupil does. So that's like the shutter on a camera. So when your iris gets all scrunched up or opens up, it's letting that light into your eye. Now the retina is the film of your camera. Okay, so the macula and the retina are the film of your camera. So all of that is being sent to the retina, to the macula. The fovea is the fancy word for this little dip right here. It sends the signals up, and that puts it into a picture. When you're talking about macular degeneration, because the macula is the film of your camera, that is the part of your eye that's getting damaged. So whatever's happening here is awesome, but if the film of your camera is damaged, everything you see is going to have some distortion to it. So we want to make sure that we do what we can to keep the film of your camera viable. Sorry, I creep up and down the stairs because I'm clumsy. So, nah, I'm good. Okay, I need to get my steps in. Okay, so this is what a healthy macula looks like. So everything is nice and clear. This little red spot here, that's the macula. That's what a healthy eye looks like. This is what dry AMD appears like. So there are 10 layers to your retina. The one is called the retinal pigment epithelium. And that's where all of this stuff starts to settle. So back in high school, and somebody said, it was high school science. Well, high school for me was 40 years ago, and I kind of bought my way out of school, so I don't remember anything from science. But the mitochondria is the part of your cells that collect energy. So it's basically the battery of your cells. When the batteries start to lose power, then the cells aren't doing their job properly. And what the cells are doing is getting rid of this junk here. That's their job, is to get rid of the junk that collects. If the batteries are running out, it's not getting rid of that junk, and the junk collects. When that junk collects on your macula, it causes that kind of blurry, distorted vision. Because your macula is the part of your vision that's responsible for face recognition, fine lines, defined vision, for lack of a better word. What we don't want is for it to turn to the wet kind. So this is the wet kind of macular degeneration. I'm not trying to be like creepy and weird, but it's important to know. This is the wet kind of macular degeneration. So what happens there is the drusen, so the junk that was on that other picture, it blocks the food source for the macula. So the macula starts getting hungry, and it starts creating its own little food sources to get to those nutrients. Those new vessels that it's making are very weak, and they start to leak, and that's where the wet comes in. So we don't want that to happen. We want you to stay nice and healthy, and if you're going to have any issues, we want to get it early. So the testing, we have the Amsler grid. I brought some with me, so if it's something that you want to have, you can put it on your fridge. The Amsler grid is a great tool. It is super easy. You stick it on your fridge. Because the macula is responsible for straight lines, for detailed vision, this is the perfect test because you're just going to cover one eye. You look at the dot in the middle of the grid. If all the lines are straight and all the boxes are there, you're great, you move on with your life. If you start noticing some distortion, then you give us a call, because that's where the macula might be causing some issues, okay? So you can take some with you, or take one with you. Sorry, I'm moving this out of the way because I keep hitting it. Take it with you, put it on your fridge, and just every once in a while take a look. I brought some with me. The other test that we do for you is the Optomap. So every time you come in and check in and we say, hi, are you going to do the Optomap today? And you all say, what's the Optomap? That's the Optomap. So the Optomap does a 200-degree scan of your retina, and it's giving the doctor a full view of the wall of your eye and your macula, and it's letting them pick out the early signs of disease. So this is what dry AMD. So the top one is a healthy eye. The bottom is what they find on the Optomap with macular degeneration. So they want to catch that early. The other test that we do is the OCT. So that's now the cross-section view. So that's showing all 10 layers of the retina. And the bottom one there So the top one is a nice healthy eye. You see that smooth retinal pigment epithelium, which is this. This one's the ellipsoid zone, and this is the retinal pigment epithelial, and I'm just telling you that because it makes me sound really smart, that I know what that information is. So that's, and here is where that drusen comes in. So you see how it's kind of like warping the line a little bit? That's why you're getting that distortion and twistiness. So, yes. It is, yeah. Yeah. So there's different kind of eye disease. There's dystrophies and there's degeneration. And macular degeneration is an age-related issue. So if you live long enough, you're going to have some kind of macular degeneration. Sorry. If a dystrophy is one that you're born with, that's a genetic issue, but a degeneration is an age-related issue. So it can be a slow process, it can be a quick process depending on your lifestyle. And so, what can you do? Eat healthy. Eat your veggies. Just eat your veggies. The bright, colorful ones, the peppers, the leafy green vegetables, those colorful ones have something called lutein and zeaxanthin in them, and that's what's going to be healthy for your eyes. So make sure you eat your veggies. You can take a supplement, which I brought here to show you. I brought the Vision Essence because that's what we have at the office. This one here is lutein zeaxanthin, and there's something in it called mesozeaxanthin. So the lutein and the zeaxanthin we get in our diet, which is the peppers and the green vegetables, blah, blah, blah. The mesozeaxanthin we don't have in our Western diet. It comes from shrimp shells and from marigolds. So unless you want to go out and chew on your garden, you are not going to get that in your diet. The reason that that component is in there is it helps the other two absorb better. So the three carotenoids together help keep your macula safe and slows down the progression of macular degeneration. We have these two, which is the same formula, but we have zinc-free and low zinc. So the age-related dry AMD study that was done years ago, they came out with a formula called the ARIDS formula. In the ARIDS formula, they picked the carotenoids that work and then some vitamins, and they found when they put those two components together, it gave you the best benefit for your macula to the macular health. The reason why there's low zinc and no zinc is because there's a population of people out there in the world, 14 to 20%, where zinc actually makes your macular degeneration worse rather than better. So that's why I say sometimes it's a progression thing slowly, but if you're taking the wrong kind of vitamin, you could actually be making your macular degeneration worse rather than better. The way that we take care of that, oh man, I didn't bring them. Okay, anyways, is genetic testing, which we do at the office. So you would just come in, I do a swab of the inside of your cheek, we send it off to a lab in Toronto, and they send us back the information about the possibility of you having macular degeneration, which if you come in, you probably have the beginnings of it if we're already talking about it. Whether it's going to go to the wet kind, which is the kind we don't want, and what vitamins we should be recommending for you to help you slow down the progression of macular degeneration. The other thing you can do is wear your sunglasses. Every time you're outside, wear your sunglasses. Even if it's cloudy out, you should be wearing your sunglasses because those UV rays don't care if it's sunny or not. They're coming through. In the wintertime, especially wear your sunglasses because the UV rays bounce off the snow and it's higher than what comes out of, so it magnifies the UV rays. So you definitely want to have those sunglasses on when you're outside all the time. If you don't have them on, Teagan can answer this question better than I can, but all of our glasses now have UV protection in them. Is it the same as, it's less than sunglasses or about the same?
It's a little less.
Little less? Okay. But still you'll get UV protection, but definitely wear your sunglasses all the time. And don't smoke. Please don't smoke. It's not good for you anyways, but definitely don't smoke. Smoking is going to increase the macular degeneration. So, I've brought some things with me. I'm going to show you this video. This is Macumira, which we're going to, please work. Please work. It's not going to work. Amazing. Okay. Well, I'll just talk about it. Here's Macumira. So this is our new, we have two things. We have the Arunalite. The Arunalite is red light therapy. This is something that you would do at home. So at home, you're going to take these cool glasses. They look like 1980s ski goggles. And the big reveal, the big unboxing. Here we go. They look like this. And every couple of mornings for 3 minutes, you're just going to lay down somewhere nice and quiet with your eyes closed, and you wear these for 3 minutes. This is going to increase blood flow. It helps with tissue repair. We use it. You can use it for dry eye treatment. So if you have dry eye issues, you can use this. It helps with bringing energy to those mitochondrial cells. And you know what else it's really good for? Are those sad symptoms in the wintertime? Because it's red light therapy. You know when you get that seasonal depression because it's dark all the time in the wintertime? This is basically sunlight. We have one girl at work who uses it all the time, and she says it feels like she's on the beach. She just lays somewhere for 3 minutes and lets it do its thing. It also helps to reset your sleep pattern. Because when you put it on first thing in the morning, it wakes up your brain, because your brain says, oh, it's morning, it's sunlight, let's get up, let's get going. And then it helps, it's called the circadian rhythm. So it helps to reset your circadian rhythm. So there's that. That's for at home. Yep. Sorry? Yes, it'll turn itself off after 3 minutes. The first time you use it, you want to set a timer, and then after that, it'll just shut itself off. Yeah, it's really nice. Okay. Yes, hi. No, that's, yeah. She's getting, yeah. It could, because, yes, she has the wet and she's getting injections, but there are more retinal cells in there and macular cells that are being used. So you want to keep those ones viable. It might be something that she can use for sure. Absolutely, yeah. On that note, if you are looking for someone to help you with your macular degeneration beyond the optometrist, so you're looking for a specialist, there is the Macula Clinic now in Orangeville. They've been around for about a year now, so you don't have to go to the city anymore. We have a clinic now here in Orangeville, and it is super exciting. We are so grateful that we have them now. This is the Macumira. And this is the most exciting thing that's come out. And I'm telling you, I have been in ophthalmology and optometry for over 20 years. And I've seen all the new, this is the greatest gadget ever. It's going to be amazing. Everything's going to work. And then it doesn't work. This one works. This one here has been the most successful thing I've worked with. And we have somebody here who's near and dear to our heart who has gone through the treatments. And he was able to get his driver's license back, which is fantastic. So with this, what we do is we put this on your head, and this sits on your eyes. So this is just going to sit on your closed eyelids, and then we hook these up to electrodes on your temple. And for 32 minutes, you're just going to sit nice and quiet, and it's going to send this gentle current through your closed eyelids, and it's recharging those retinal batteries that I was talking about earlier. So we're going to get those retinal cells to wake up and do their job. You come in 4 times within 10 days, so it's a bit intense, but we're really going to hit a lot of energy on those retinal cells, get them to wake up again, get them to do their job, and then you would come back every 3 to 6 months to keep the batteries charged. I have 10 people that have started through our system right now. One handsome gentleman was able to get his driver's license back, which was fantastic. We were all very excited about that. I cry every time I talk about it. I was so excited for you. And then we have other people who have noticed their contrast is more enhanced. Because when you have those retinal cells compromised, you lose some of the contrast. So things just seem fuzzier. And it's not like when you have cataracts. It's just kind of I call it white noise, like a white noise of light. There's just a little bit of fuzziness. You have trouble distinguishing the difference between a step and the sidewalk, or where the road is, or when it's snow, everything's white. So it helps with contrast. So a lot of people have noticed the contrast enhanced. So. No, we have people that have the 20/20 vision who have started the treatment. They've started it to hold off the progression. So they know they have macular degeneration, they have a few drusen, they've been told to like, okay, that's it, I'm gonna start it now. They won't notice a difference because they won't notice. They have nice 20/20 vision. When you get into more like 20/40, 20/50, 20/60, that's where you're going to notice the difference because you'll notice that contrast come back. Do you guys know what 20/40, 20/60, 20/80 means? Okay. Teagan, may I borrow you?
Yeah.
So Teagan's just going to stand same spot I am. So right there. Okay. So we're going to say that the back wall is 80 feet. So if I am 20/80, if my vision is 20/80, I have to walk all the way down here. And again, I'm not going to walk too fast because I don't. All the way down here to see what Teagan can see from 80 feet away. Why 20 feet is the measure, I don't know, but 20 feet is the measure. So when you have 20/80, like I say, you got to go 80 feet to see what, or you got to walk to within 20 feet what Teagan can see 80 feet away. 200, she'd be standing out in the parking lot. I'd have to walk all the way down to the end to see what she can see from way back there. So that's what 20/80, 20/60, 20/20 is the standard vision point, and 80 is how far you have to walk to see what somebody can see back there. Does that make sense? Did that make sense? We're the same. If we have 20/20, we can see from the same distance. So the 20 is the starting point, and then the 40/60 is how far back. So then if we're standing here, and Teagan goes back 80 feet, then I would still be 20/80 because she went back 80 feet to see the same thing. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Yeah, kind of makes sense? Okay. So that's my part done. I'm going to turn it over to Teagan, and she's going to show you some really cool things with new glasses. Sad my video didn't work. That's okay.
It's okay. Is this the clicker?
Hmm?
Down the clicker.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
That's because they're thinking of all the questions they have for afterwards. Because I know there are some, which is fine. That's what I'm here for. Hello. I love your top. That's really cute.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Teagan, and again, I'm from Orangeville Optometric Centre. I work more on the frame and lens side of the business, where Lisa's on the other side. So we do have two new things to kind of show you guys. That's really fun. This first one, we'll start with Ray-Ban Meta. AI is evolving, obviously. Things are taking off. This one's been around for about 4 years now. So this is really cool. So I'll just give you kind of a little bit of an overview, and then we can do some demos shortly. Oh, Jan, the clicker's not working. Okay.
Hi. What are you hiding all the way in the back for? What are you hiding all the way in the back? Why are you hiding all the way in the back?
Let's see. Let's get this in here.
Oh, come on up.
Let's see if I can get it in here.
Okay. All right. How are you? Yeah. Good.
There you go. Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah, there's lots of room. There's space up in the one over here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let it work. Thank you, Dan. All right. Okay, so these are like stylish glasses. So these are the Ray-Ban Metas here. So they are a little bit chunkier. It is because of all the technology and stuff that's embedded into the frame and whatnot. But there is multiple different styles, multiple different sizes. So the key things that this can do is listen. So you can ask Ray-Ban Meta, or Hey Meta, what am I looking at? And it will tell you what you're looking at. You can answer text messages on here. You can call on here. You can do all that stuff. You can ask what the best pizza spot is in town, and it will tell you. It will tell you. No. It's live translation, so you can have a conversation, and you can just stand in front of something and say, "Hey Meta, tell me a little bit more about like Prada." So Prada is a frame line, and it will literally go into depth about that question that you asked. Another cool thing is if let's say you were eating at a French restaurant and the menu was in French and you do not speak French, you can ask, "Hey Meta, what does this say?" And it will live translate for you in English or the preferred language that you want right through the speaker on the glasses. Okay? Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah, so it's definitely very cool for sure. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can stand in front of your fridge and ask Meta, "Hey, what can I make for dinner tonight?" And it will scan your fridge, and then it will give you a recipe with anything that you have in the fridge that you can make for dinner. Yeah. Yeah,
They go
they're
pretty
very,
quick.
yeah,
They
very,
go
very
pretty
cool, very high tech, and you can just do it all hands-free, so you don't have to be getting your phone out and whatever. I personally found it was very helpful when I had my four-year-old at the park, and I could just take a picture and then not have to whip out my phone and worry about, forgetting the moment. She's already down the slide, blah, blah, blah. I lost it, right? So those are really cool. Yeah. So they have a, yeah. Yeah. These ones, so there is a generation 1, which is no longer being produced, and there's generation 2. These are generation 2. They're about like $600, $500 to $600. Yes, yeah. So they're coming, and they're very popular. They're gonna take over soon. They will be coming out. And once one frame line comes out with it, the next will come out with it, and then the next will come out with it, and then everybody's going to be wearing a Meta eventually, right? It will take over. So they are not that expensive considering everything that they can do, if that makes sense. So yes, you have your built-in camera that you can capture photos or videos instantly. And then there is speakers, so I'm sure we can demo later. There is speakers underneath here that will help relay that message back to you. So whether it be a text message or a phone call that you're answering on the glasses. All commands are Hey Meta, so Hey Meta, what am I looking at? Hey Meta, what is the weather? Hey Meta, what is the score of the Toronto Maple Leaf game? It will tell you all that. But you have to ask Hey Meta first.
You probably don't want to know that.
Okay.
You don't want to know what the Leaf game score
Yes.
is. Don't ask. It'll just break your heart.
No. So you can listen to music too. So sometimes during the office, we do try to wear them as much as we can just to promote them and get them out there. You can definitely listen to music, but Lisa could be standing right here and she would not hear what I'm listening to. However, if I had volume at 100, she might hear some buzzing to it, but no, you can't hear. That's the fun part. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the tip.
Yeah.
That's the tip.
Yeah, so it goes, there's an app that you have to download with it, and then it goes to you import it to the app, and if you like that photo, then you can save it to I'm an iPhone girl, so your iPhone photos or your Samsung photo gallery, okay? If you don't like it, then don't save it and it won't sync, okay? So again, multiple styles. So this is the classic Wayfair with Ray-Ban, which is more rectangular-like. There is a Meta headliner. It is more round-like. And then there's a Skylar, which is a little bit more of a cat eye version. Those are the 3 different styles right now. I'm sure over time there will be more, and there will be different colors. Right now there's like the matte black, the shiny black. There's like a brown and a purple, but they do change and make seasonal colors happen. So they always change.
Can I just jump in for just one second? So one of the features for the Ray-Ban Metas, which is awesome for anybody who has low vision, is because you can ask, hey Meta, what am I looking at? It'll describe it. What am I reading? It'll read it for you. You can say, read this verbatim. It'll read the whole page for you. One cool thing that, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun on you here.
No, it's okay. Go for it.
It's
on here.
One cool thing that they have is an app called Be My Eyes. And Be My Eyes is amazing for low vision patients or for anybody with visual impairment. Through your glasses when you're wearing them, you'll say, hey Meta, call Be My Eyes. And a volunteer comes on and looks through the glasses and will direct you. You're like, okay, which stop do I go to for bus number 4? And a human being will be talking to you through your glasses, and they'll say, okay, walk down 3 stops. It's going to be the one on your left, whatever. Watch out for the dog. Don't trip over it. And it helps you through. Remember, there's a show out there. What's it called? Seeing Eye, I think it's called. But it's a detective, and she wears special glasses, and she has a volunteer. It's that same kind of concept. So somebody's looking through your glasses and helping you navigate the world. So that's good for people who have issues. Yes, my dear. For peripheral vision?
Once you move your head, it does track.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry? You had a question? Oh. No.
I mean, it will tell you where your car's parked.
No. So.
Yeah. There's one. Yeah. So there's one camera here. And then on this side is the privacy. So if I'm taking a photo or taking a video, there will be a light that flashes to indicate that I am recording or taking a picture. Yeah.
And that's for everybody else, so you're not
For
creeping
everybody's
people
privacy.
out and taking pictures without them knowing it. So
Yeah.
that's why the light flashes.
You correct. It can be progressive, single vision, no prescription. You can put prescription. It's recommended with transitions because then you can wear it indoors and outdoors, right? But yes, you can do prescription. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It does ask for your cellular stuff because it has to be able to connect to your phone so that if Sally wanted to call you, then it would connect through your Bluetooth. So you do still have to have a phone near with it, yes. So we kind of just went over this in one of the questions, was the privacy and safety. So that's the camera and then the LED light indicating that somebody is recording or taking a picture. And Lisa went over the Be My Eyes, obviously, app component too. She is our low vision specialist. So it is very, very helpful too, especially if they wanted somebody to like jump on and help sort what's regular mail and what's junk mail. Somebody can help and join in on that. So that's the first part. Okay. So the second one. Yeah.
We make this a full experience for everybody. We're not just coming here to look pretty.
All right. So the next one, and these are 2 different glasses. Okay, so the Metas are just overall can do all those functional ones. This is the new one, so it is a little bit newer. It's been around for about a year. This is the Nuance Audio. So this is the assisted hearing device frame. Okay, so it is for mild to moderate hearing loss. Again, we can do some demos later. So we'll quickly go over some of these. So this is discreet, much more discreet than the Metas. So it's a little bit less chunky, less bulky, and a little bit lighter, okay? There's not as much technology with this one than there is this one. And you can combine hearing and vision all in one. So key features for this are the speakers, so the open-end speakers, which are at the bottom, and then the microphones. You'll see them here at the bottom and the top here. There's two different functions, which we'll get in a second here, that you can do, but these are, the first one is forward beaming. So if I'm looking at somebody front on, this would be considered a front forward beaming conversation. It's going to pick up everything that she is telling me and amplify it into my ear, okay? The other mode is all around. So if you think of all around mode as in like you're driving in a car or you're eating at a restaurant and I'm wearing these and I have it on all around mode, it's gonna take everything that's around me and it's gonna put that conversation in here to hear a little bit more. So whenever you're at that dinner table with family or a restaurant and you're like, huh, what'd she say? Or you feel like you're trying to lean in a little bit more in the conversation, that would be a better option, okay? Again, so how they work, it takes, you'll see in the demo, I'll get Lisa to maybe be my guinea pig, and you'll see it takes everything through the front and then you can hear it at the sides. And you cannot hear this the same as Meta. So if somebody was standing beside me, you wouldn't hear it as much, okay? So very discreet, helps in very noisy environments, and it is easy to adapt. The app for the Nuance is much user-friendly than the app for Ray-Ban Meta. The Ray-Ban Meta, because there's so much with the glasses that it can do, the app is a little bit harder to navigate at the beginning until you can get used to it. So real life cases, we have a lot of people getting these for like family gatherings, work meetings, restaurants is a big one lately, and then watching TV and everyday conversations. There, again with these, there's two different styles right now because they are new. Got a question? Hi. So hearing aids is like a medical device. This is an assisted hearing device. So this is not going to replace hearing aids, okay? Like you won't be able to, you can only, it's because it's only for mild to moderate hearing loss. So some people that are beyond that have severe hearing loss, they need the hearing aids. They need it a little bit more. So the settings and whatnot on your hearing aids would be a little bit different than what the Nuance frame could provide. And again, you can get prescription lenses into this frame as well. So kind of just answered this question. This is for adults with mild to moderate hearing loss. Yeah, again, to a certain extent, right? So it depends on what your hearing situation is. There is different presets on this. There's 4 different presets that you could use. If it gets that you're almost on the maxed out spot of it, then you couldn't use this. You would have to do hearing aids, okay? So again, AI coming into the glasses, the growth in the technology that is coming and evolving with the glasses is happening fast, so we have to stay up to date. And that's that one. So other than the demos like we can do, yeah, any questions with the Nuance? Yeah, how much are these ones? These ones are $9.79, so they're a little bit more. But hearing aids are typically a standard like between $1,500 and at least $8,000, right? So it is still much cheaper than a hearing aid, but can't replace a hearing aid, like I said. Any other questions?
No.
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 No. Definitely not.
No.
We have to like collaborate with audiologists a little bit more. Again, we specialize more on the eye side than we do the hearing side, but they're all connected, right? So there is different features, and again, when we do the demos, we can kind of set it up and you can try it on and see what you would be at. If you've had a hearing test too, that you can bring that in and we can help you as well. There's different options.
So we got about 20 minutes before lunch. Does anybody have any other questions about anything, or do you want to come up and check it out, grab an Amsler grid? Teagan and I are going to be hanging out, if you guys don't mind. We're going to hang out for lunch. Yeah, go ahead.
So the prescription is hard because it depends on A, what your prescription is. Is it a single vision prescription, meaning distance only or readers? Is it a bifocal, or is it a progressive? And what kind of lens design you want. Because with a progressive, even a bifocal, there's many different lens designs. So lens designs means like less distortion. So it could range. Literally from a progressive standpoint, we sell lenses from $350 to $750 plus the frame. It does come with like a package deal, frame and lenses, but it really depends on what lens you have and what your prescription is. And if your prescription's high, then we need to consider thinning out the lens as well too, right? Yeah, no problem.
Ooh. Yep. Those are $500. $500, but they last a few years. So once you get it, you just charge it up, and you get about 30 treatments out of a charge, so that you just don't have to charge it up. They're great because you can travel with them. So if you're going somewhere, I know I've got a gentleman who travels all over the world. He's a geocacher. He's been to every single continent looking for stuff. And he's not even an archaeologist. He's just a guy looking for stuff. Anyways, he takes this with him. It's easy to throw into a suitcase because you just charge it up. Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. The Macumera, yeah. That's hard. Once the damage to the cells have been done, so once your retinal cells have been damaged, we can't bring it back. So that's the hard part of macular degeneration, is you want to catch it and slow down the progression of it as quickly as you can. Once the damage is done, unfortunately, it's done for now, because science evolves quickly. I'm not going to give anybody false hope, but right now the damage is done. It's done. So, yeah, yes, yep. So far, no, and I have a vested interest in that because my mom has a macular dystrophy and both of my brothers have macular dystrophy, so they are all visually impaired. And I told them about this and they were like leaping into the machine. I'm like, whoa. Right now, it's only indicated for macular degeneration, but there are retinal clinics out there that are doing a study on the dystrophies to see if it will help those as well, because I hope it will. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the genetics are a funny thing, and she likely got diagnosed when she was in her early 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s. Yeah. Yeah, the dystrophies tend to get diagnosed in their teen years. My mom didn't get diagnosed until she was well into her 40s. Because, well, my mom's from your generation, and you kind of just, and my generation, I'm Gen X, we just kind of cope with everything, right? We just kind of went along with it and just, okay, it is what it is, and off we go. And then it gets to a point where we're like, I think I should get somebody to look at this because I can't see anymore. And then that's where the issue. Yeah, yeah. So you just kind of like putter along and you go along about your life, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, no, there's something not right, and by that time then it's too late. So yeah. And dystrophies right now, there's really nothing. There is so much research and science being done, but nothing has actually clicked yet. So my mom, I think, she's only 75, so she's still young. And she just, there's a research, okay, I'm in. And she will jump into every research she can just to get some of her vision back, because she's 2,400 now, so she doesn't drive. And her favorite thing to do is read and do jigsaw puzzles. So she gets along. She's fine. She's all right. She's fine. Yeah, good question. There is actually, in case, now that you brought it up, there is a camera that can be implanted into your eye. And it's still in the research phase. But they're working on a camera that you implant into your eye and it feeds signals to your brain. So it's kind of like your eye is like a camera. So it's feeding that information into your brain. The thing I think that they're having trouble with now, and I haven't really read the thing, but in my mind what I think of, your eye works at such a quick rate. And you need both eyes to have stereo vision, and both of your eyes have to work together, that if one eye works slower than the other eye, then your brain can't put those images together. So it might just be, they're just trying to get that camera to catch up with what your eye naturally does. Yes? Oh, the injections are fantastic. The injections are way to go. So what the injections are, they are called anti-vascular endothelial growth factor. So I had to think about that. Thank you. So when vascular endothelial growth factor. So when you have your macula, it's fed by the choroid. So the choroid is this layer below the retina. And then, so there's these blood vessels that go down and they grab the nutrients and they feed the retina. When that drusen happens, it starts blocking those blood vessels from getting down and getting those nutrients. So your macula gets really hungry and it starts to make its own little channels down to that choroid to get those nutrients. What that injection is doing is stopping those vessels from forming. So you get the injections and it stops the vessels from forming, because what we want is when the blood vessels leak, it deposits blood in the retina. So we want that blood to absorb and we want those vessels to stop forming. So that's why we get those, recommend those injections for you. It's done by a surgeon, so that's where the macula clinic in Orangeville comes in. Dr. Sharma and Dr. Walker do those injections for you. Will you be on them for life? It depends on what your outcome is. So if you do a few sessions of injections and you start noticing your vision coming back, because some people do get some vision back once that blood is absorbed, then maybe you stop for a little while. And then the surgeon will let you know what, we've done this many injections, we're not getting anywhere, we're going to stop now. The injections are covered by OHIP when you're over 65. If you're under 65, they are not covered by OHIP, and they're about $1,200. Yeah, they're pretty expensive. Oh. Mm-hmm. Only if you get to the wet kind. So what we're trying to do is not get you to the wet kind. So the wet kind is when a whole bunch of drusen collects on the macula, and that's what these things, that's what taking your vitamins, not smoking, eating healthy, getting, I forgot the exercise part. Everybody get some exercise. Just having a healthy lifestyle and keeping up with your eye appointments with the doctor, so that if we do start noticing that drusen, we catch it early, and we can slow down the progression of macular degeneration. If you were to not do any of those things and you let that drusen collect, that's when you're going to maybe possibly flip to the wet kind, and then that's where we get the injections. So the injections are not recommended for everybody. It's just for when you get to that point. Hi. Yeah, right now I think they're open twice a month. I think they've managed to go 2 times a month now. The reason why they're only open once a month or twice a month is because the clinic is actually based out of Kingston. So Dr. Sharma comes here from Kingston and he does a clinic with us, and then he goes back to Kingston and he brings his whole team with him. They've since just recently brought on Dr. Walker, so he comes up from Mississauga, but he has his own clinic down in Mississauga. So he works around his clinic in Mississauga, he comes up and he opens and does injections and then heads back down again. Once they have more patients and they start seeing like this is this is a place for us to go to, then they'll bring on another retinal specialist and hopefully be open 5 days a week. We're hoping that they open full time, but right now it's 2 times a month. It's on Sea Line where No Frills. There's a new mall right across the street from No Frills. It's in there. Yeah, it's a beautiful clinic. Dr. Sharma is he's world renowned. He's fantastic. He's a little strange, but he's a little weird. Yeah, he's a bit strange, but most ophthalmologists are. I don't know if any of you have met Dr. Cito, but they're all a little weird. But if you go to his clinic, ask him about the art on the wall. It will leave you ponderous, that's for sure. So, Dr. Cito's got weird things going on in his clinic, but Dr. Sharma has this art on the wall, and it's beautiful. It was painted by his son, who's a bit of a prodigy, and his son, I guess, was 12 or 13 when he decided he wanted to be an artist. So he painted these beautiful murals. And you sit there and you look at it, and he explained it to us. I'm like, oh, these are beautiful, when the opening happened. And he's like, oh, my son painted these, and he went on to this big, long lecture about his son. And then he told us what the picture was about. So in the one picture is this young man, and there's a bull. And it's just this beautiful meadow picture, whatever, there's a bull. And then in the other picture, you have the young man sitting on the side of the water, and there's a sailboat and all this stuff. So the story goes that in the first picture, the guy got mad cow disease. In the second picture, it's him contemplating his mortality as he is not going to survive from the mad cow disease. And I'm like, it is so bizarre. We were dying laughing, but anyways. Yeah, he's very interesting, but very, very weird. So. Yeah. I hope he doesn't watch this one because I just outed him for being weird. But yes. No, Dr. Cito's a great surgeon. He's a great guy, but I don't think I've ever seen his face. I think every time I've seen him, his hair's been draped down like this, and he's been looking at a chart. I don't even know if he has a face, to be honest with you. But. Yes, ma'am. The optometrist. Yeah, the optometrist decides, and you will get sent to an ophthalmologist when it goes beyond the optometrist scope. Yeah, you can't, unfortunately for a specialist, you can't just kind of wander in and say, hi, I need to be seen. You have to be referred by your optometrist or your family doctor. In specialist offices, the visit is covered by OHIP, however, some of the extra testing and stuff is not. So you just, it's just the way OHIP works right now. Not everything is OHIP covered anymore, so you just prepare yourself for a bit of a charge when you go in there. Or a lot of a charge, depending on what they're doing. So. Yes? OHIP doesn't cover what it doesn't cover. So Macumira and Arunalite are 2 fairly new products. Arunalite's only been around for less than a year, I think. And Macumira, we got it in November, and it's been around for a couple of months or a year prior to that. OHIP takes a really long time to catch up on technology. Case in point, OHIP will cover the ultrasound version of measurement for cataract surgery that has been around for 40, 50 years. They will not cover the laser version of measurements, which gives a much more accurate, and that's been around for over 20 years, and they still won't cover it. So they will cover the very basics of what they need to cover, and unfortunately this is not, thus far, is not covered by OHIP. But saying that, we can give you a letter if you have insurance. We can give you a letter to send to your insurance company that says this is a medically necessary procedure or a medically necessary piece of equipment, and you can try to get some coverage from your insurance company if you have that. What is the general cost of that? The Macumira, didn't want to really bring that up. No, the Macumira is 4 sessions done within 10 days. So your loading phase, please don't yell at me, is $1,850 for the loading phase, and then when you come back every 3 to 5 months, it's $500 a session. Pretty much, yeah. And then, like I say, we can give you a letter for the insurance company to try to get some of that covered for you. But it is by far the most effective piece of equipment for macular degeneration. You get results. You notice, I think, Mr. Langtree, what did you say that you came to get your TV fixed? He'd come to the eye doctor to get your TV fixed. So you can see the hockey game better. You get some of your contrast back, and like you do get vision back. I've noticed every single person that I've done a treatment on has noticed some kind of change. Even the ones that have the low, they're like, and whether it's psychological or if it's fact, they say that things seem a little bit sharper. So. Mm-hmm. They cover a lens that I have implanted into my eyes, which is a very basic single vision lens. So there are different kinds of lenses that you can have implanted. Now the lenses, like I say, OHIP will cover the very basic lens. If you want to upgrade, that's out of pocket. It goes from $400 to $5,000 per eye, depending on which fancy dancy lens you want in your eye. Yeah, if you Dr. Cito if you went with Dr. Cito, he keeps his prices pretty low. He likes to keep things accessible. The thing with Dr. Cito is he's the only guy around, and so it takes a long time to get in for cataract surgery with him because he's the only one doing it up here. Yeah, you're lucky. Yeah. Sorry. This is if you guys are still elbows up, Canadian. Canadian. So we're still putting our elbows up. It's all Canadian. The Vision Essence is all Canadian. So there you go.
You say wear sunglasses all the time.
Yep.
To protect your eyes, but then you're saying red light on.
This is red light therapy, does not have UV rays. So what you're protecting yourself from are the UV rays. This does not have the UV rays that the sunlight has, or that bounced back light from the snow or the water, especially if you guys go to cottages and things like that. Definitely wear your sunglasses out on the water because it bounces back those UV rays. Even sidewalks. I did a garage sale one time for a bar that I used to be associated with, and we were on the cement, and the cement radiated. I had third-degree burns down the back of my legs because I wasn't paying attention and I didn't put my sunscreen on, and yeah, it's pretty brutal. So always wear your sunglasses when you're outside.
All right, I know that we want to try some of the tools out, but I also know some people are kind of have an appointment or whatever, and some people are utterly just starving. So I want to be mindful of that, and so if you guys are okay staying up here for a little while,
Yeah.
just to look at things,
Sure.
that would be great. Then I can end the live stream and we can talk about anybody we want. All right? Okay. Oh dear, I'm not doing this. Sorry for our live streaming people. All right. So thank you. This was amazing. Yes. Amazing. And fortunately, I have an eye appointment soon, and I'm like eyeing up those AI glasses. Okay, one question I did have: the AI glasses can they also assist with hearing?
You can get it
Download
to
an app?
read verbatim, and there is a little bit there, but not as much as the nuance because there's different presets.
I'm gonna need 2 pairs of glasses,
Yeah.
sunglasses, and a spare because I always break something. Okay, duly noted. Small investment, good
Yeah.
times. Anyway, if I get them, I'll let you know, so then you can kind of learn about them. I'm at the very least, the hearing ones, because I have moderate or a mild hearing loss, so I'm like, I might be able to hear the children in the car.
Yes.
But anyway,
Or
okay.
not. Or you take them off.
Or off, depending on how long the car ride is. Yeah. So a huge thank you to you guys. I'm so grateful that you brought some new tools and information for us. I didn't know what to expect when she said, "Can I come? I have new things," and I'm like, "Toys? Tell us more." So we'll have you back anytime. So let's give a round of applause to Lisa and Teagan. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And I see that you have cards here in case you have pamphlets, so I'll make sure that whatever's left over, if we can just keep them downstairs
Of
for
course,
anybody
yeah.
who missed
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
that would be great. Just leave the AI glasses. That'll be fine.
Got it.
So just a reminder too, we have our sign-ups for our next few lunch and learns, as well as the new scams, frauds, and abuse prevention downstairs. I'll double check to make sure they're out. I'm pretty sure they are. But otherwise, let's have a quick blessing before we play with the tools, all right? Gracious God, thank you for Teagan and Lisa and their passion for us to have vision lifelong. Thank you for their ongoing research in new technology and new sciences, and for sharing them willingly with us. Thank you for their humor. It was so lovely. And thank you, oh God, for the food we're about to eat, for our server, and for everything we have in this beautiful day. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right.